Hello and welcome back to BikeRadar. It's a beautiful early start today for Simon and I as we're about to embark on our first truly epic ride of 2021. I'm really done in, Simon.
I'm so gassed. Without sounding like a broken record, this last year or so, well, it's been a bit different. But with things starting to get back to normal, we thought it was time to get out on one of the toughest rides we've done in a long time. Oh my God, that is ridiculous.
Fortunately for Simon and I, our glorious sponsors Wilier have sent us two wonderful bikes who should be more than up to the task.
My superior commanding officer Jack has pulled rank by selecting the Wilier Filante SLR. It's the same bike as ridden by World Tour team Astana, and it supersedes the Cento 10. Wilier says it's a kind of one bike to rule them all, which means it's lightweight and aerodynamic, and of course, it has a very beautiful paint job.
Now, on the other hand, the utterly optimised young whippersnapper of a man, Simon has opted for the considerably more affordable Cento 10 SL. This is based on Wilier's previous top-spec bike, the Cento 10, but uses a slightly different carbon layup, so it can hit a more competitive price point. Now, I don't wish to flatter Simon too much, but he is definitely the greater athlete than I. So it'll be interesting to see whether this delightful machine will be enough to make up for my lack of fitness.
I've used up all of my words. As already mentioned, we wanted to come up with a route that would test our mind, bodies and souls, and the bikes. And we're going to be riding around 150 kilometres from our hometown in Bristol all the way to Linton, but hopefully not back again.
Along the way, we're going to tackle some genuinely fierce climbs, some fast flat bits and some spicy descents.
But the very last part of the ride will be the toughest, as we have to grind our way up Porlock Hill, the steepest A road in the country.
Yes, I've actually ridden this climb once before in a mountain bike race and I can confirm it is horrible. So you've got all of that to look forward to today. And with that in mind, we better trot on. Woo! It's exactly what you want, some nice weather for the first big kind of adventure of the year, rather than a miserable death march in the rain. Lovely. So Simon, looking back, how were you feeling after the first 15 to 20 kilometres before we hit the first climbs?
Well, I guess I was a little bit apprehensive as I hadn't ridden that far in a long time, but after a spell of rain, we had some great weather, so I was also very happy to be out in the sunshine on my bike for the first time in a long time. So we're pretty early on in the day, but we're about to hit West Harptree Hill, which is a not insignificant climb. Yeah, it's very steep. It's a bit of a leg opener, but you know, always good to start the day with a climb. Yeah, I'm slightly cursing our producer for taking us up this one of the two Harptrees, because the eastward one is much less unpleasant. I think Jack might try and bin me up here straight away, put his foot down. Yeah, that was every bit as unpleasant as I imagined. I think I tickled 195 BPM chasing you there, Simon. So you hit 195 beats per minute on the very first climb.
Yes, I know you're a big believer in pacing correctly, so I thought a full gas effort in the very first climb is the right way to go. No, in fact, I was just seated, I'm very untrained, you're very fast, it was awful. We've come over Col de Mendips. We were maybe going to go down Draycott, which is a famously savage, steep climb, but road's closed, so instead we're going down West Close, which is a quite fun descent with some good corners. You're gonna let rip, Simon?
I might save my beans for later.
We're not finely tuned athletes, but at least Simon looks pro. So we're off the Mendips now. We're now on the levels, the Somerset levels. It's kind of like Kansas but wet, but we still have those endless horizons, beautiful blue skies. Great company, lovely bikes.
Lots of great chat as well, right? Yeah, my chat's been pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, you've talked to me about narrow bars, wax chains, fast tyres, the whole lot. Getting the full suite of Simon Bromley chat. Now, not least because there was absolutely no climbing, the levels were a genuine highlight for me.
Yep, it's an area both of us haven't really ridden that often, and it was excellent.
And how were you feeling about your bike at that point?
Well, as you can imagine, I would have liked some narrow bars, but on the whole, I was really enjoying it. And I presume you were enjoying your bike as well.
Yes, who would have guessed that I would be enjoying myself on a beautiful 10 grand bike with my good pals on a lovely day out, and on a school day, I might add.
That being said, with the heat and the climbing we had left to come, things were about to get quite a bit harder.
Yes.
So we've just stopped for a bit of petrol station food. I had a lovely ploughman's cheddar sandwich. What did you have?
A little bag of hula hoops and a sip of water.
I don't know, are we halfway? I don't feel like we're halfway, are we?
No, we're not halfway, but we are through Bridgewater, which was a bit stop-start, a bit busier. Yeah, I think things are going to get pretty spicy soon. According to my Garmin, though this might be over-exaggerating, we have 950 metres of climbing in the next 10 kilometres, which sounds like quite a lot.
So after leaving Bridgewater, that's when the climbing started.
Yep, there's no doubt the ride turned from a pleasant jaunt into more of a grovel fest at the halfway point, and from then on we were either climbing or descending at all points. Oh my god, is that Tony Hawk's?
Hey, do a kickflip. We just ticked over 99 kilometres, so we've got another 50. We've stopped halfway up a hill, so that'll be fun getting going again.
Yep. Yep. Nothing to add. Up, 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 up! Allez! Hey! Hey! Definitely feel we're in kind of Exmoor territory now. It's feeling much more, I'm not going to call it mountainous, but definitely feels like we're in that clarified high air. So I reckon it was around the 110 kilometre mark that we hit that long rolling road just before we hit the coast.
Yeah, that was a tough stretch for sure. The road was super grippy, and by then it was the longest ride that I'd done in a long time, and I was really starting to feel it in my legs.
So would you say by that point our morale had dropped to a 5 or a 6?
Yeah, I'm going to go with 5. That last stretch of road wasn't very kind on the rear end. It was quite a grippy, rough, bumpy section of road.
So Simon,
Yes.
Simon von Bromley, we are at the base of a climb up the backside of Dunkery Beacon, an iconic and unpleasant climb.
And so after that, quite a nice descent, and then we're on to Porlock.
Which I'm not looking forward to.
No, I'm feeling quite tired, but
Good views, good vibes, good pals, great bikes.
really good bikes. And yeah, I mean, it's nice to have a nice bike for a big ride like this, isn't it?
It's a real treat. Here we go, Simon. Call to Porlock.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it. It's, to be honest, I'm looking forward to finishing. It's the steepest A road in England, in the UK.
In the UK, it genuinely is.
When I asked you about it just now, I said, how long is it? You told me it was 10k.
Well, I think my brain's not working great. I've been in the sun. 10k would mean it was kind of like up there.
Yeah, fortunately it's not. I think it's only about 3 or 4k now.
10 minutes. Well, should we stop putting it off?
maybe a little bit, wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, we'll give it 30 seconds. Oh, I've got a headache already. You're gonna bin me off so bad on this, Simon. Bloody hell.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it ramps up and you're just like,
Oh my God, that is ridiculous. Right, we've got less than 10k to go now. Hopefully it's all downhill.
I'm really done in, Simon.
Yeah, I'm really gassed. I'm so gassed.
I like, you know, I like an odd long ride now and then.
You do.
But this has been a pretty spicy one and a bit faster than usual. Quite like one of those really big bottles of Leffe. And just
I don't know if I could drink a beer right now.
I could, because I'm really hard and Scottish, mate.
Alright, well, let's go get Jack a Leffe.
After Porlock, I don't think it's an exaggeration to say we were both feeling pretty whacked.
Yeah, totally. As you can see from my pained expression in the footage, I put in a big effort to get up Porlock, and so that last 8k of rolling roads was pretty unpleasant at times. We did have nice views though.
Yes, very, very nice views indeed. And the promise of chips and a beer kept us going to the end. Right, Simon, I think we're on the very last descent into the final village now. We've just had a little bit of a grippy rolling bit.
Yeah, just so. I'm tired. I'm running out of words, Jack, at this point. I've used up all of my words.
You've reached your word limit. You do look tired. Well, not long. Our crew is waiting at the base of this descent. We're gonna have a little deep fried Mars bar and a pizza crunch. I don't know, throw myself in the sea.
Oh, I don't know where we're going.
Simon, we've done it. Our epic ride is over.
Oh yeah, I'm so happy that's done.
We have a beautiful view. All to look forward to. Hey! Look at that, I didn't have to film myself.
That open bit with the view was incredible.
Genuinely incredible. Beautiful views out over to Wales.
Yesterday I found it for the longest I've been out of the house since the Freddie came.
Simon was in bits. It's a hard route though, like genuinely hard route.
It was a very hard route. The first part of it wasn't too bad, obviously the roads are quite familiar, but it just turned into a lot of climbing in the second half and the roads were grippy.
Yeah. Young Simon, we have finished. Sum up the route for me today, your highlights and your lows.
So really, really good route. Quite hard in places. I did enjoy the flat areas in the Somerset levels. But I did also enjoy the climbs. There were some really good climbs. Like, I'm happy to have done Porlock, Don't know if I'll be back to do it again.
Once is enough.
Yeah, but some really good descents as well, and some incredible views. Like, it's a really great part of the country to come ride a bike, and obviously, especially if you've got some very nice bikes to ride.
The bikes were a real treat today, you know, particularly on some of the descents. We could let rip, go absolutely mad. It was really, really good fun. And also, you know, it's the first time I've ridden with anyone in a long time, riding on new roads. Such a treat to be out of the confines of Bristol and now exploring with my friends on fancy bikes again. So that when we come to a cafe stop, I do a big poo. But is there anything you would change about your setup on the bike?
So there's probably not too much that I would change. Actually, like, this bike suited the kind of rolling course really well. I'd probably put some slightly larger tyres on, and you know, this bike can take, I think, up to a 30mm tyre easily, so probably at least take a 28. I'd probably put an easier gear out back for the very steep climbs, but
it's more a reflection of you and I than anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. But otherwise, like, not a lot to change. I mean, there's very little to complain about.
Certainly is very little to complain about. I mean, this also looks absolutely excellent, and I have no doubt I'm going to be raking in the Instagram likes when I post a photo of this tonight, and that is what matters to me most.
So I really loved my bike, but what did you think about the Filante SLR, Jack?
Well, it was a real treat. I've been riding a much different bike recently, kind of go slow, steel touring thing. So to be on this true super bike was a real treat. Absolute rocket. It's got, you know, it's perfectly nice to climb on. It's a very lightweight bike, but it is also fairly aero formed. So on those longer, flatter sections, I didn't feel like I was giving up anything to the bike. And it's got really fast tires. Also quite nice wheels, and that all helped when I was chasing you down. Thanks once again to Wilier, our sponsors, for supplying these wonderful bikes, and to Simon for being such a handsome, excellent friend.
And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the little bell icon so that every time we upload a video, you'll get a notification.